Welcome to the Hall of Fame with Ken Miller, and we have Jessica from Revenova. She's going to talk a little bit about her TMS systems, and we're going to chat about the industry overall. Can't wait. Jessica, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Jessica Wash with Revenova TMS. I'm the enterprise sales manager for the Northeast Territory. Been there for about a year after spending 10 years as a freight broker, wearing every hat imaginable in the industry, and excited to talk to you today about our system.
All right, freight broker. I love it. That's right up our alley, right up Stateway's alley. We're a freight broker too, but we specialize 100% in drayage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just boarding railroads. That's it. Don't do it. Now we do truckers for customers that just says, "Yeah, you really want to do." After we transit a little bit, for the most part, it's just not our cup of tea. So, well, I'm interested. Obviously, we use the TMS. I'm interested in your TMS, and just tell me a little bit about what it does. Is there some differences about it? And then also, I want you to lead into, you talk a little bit about transition into truck fleets a little, or so you're doing some hybrids with, like we're planning to add some trucks too, but some straight truck fleets. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah. Revenova is CRM based, so we're built on Salesforce. We're a CRM based TMS. We were created by truck guys in the past who spent quite a number of years at Schneider and saw how everything could be siloed and sort of fractured off. And as a former freight broker and who has worked with a lot of freight brokers, I know how short our attention spans can be. And anybody who's worked in the industry is also familiar with that. So they sort of took that idea and said, let's try to keep as much as we can on one platform. So we support all modes. We are able to integrate with just about anybody, and we're widely versatile and scalable. We aren't really held back by the constraints of some of the on-prem TMSs by being on the cloud. And yeah, we our bread and butter starting out was the hybrids, the brokerages with some assets or vice versa. The assets who decided that they want to diversify and build out a brokerage. But what we're really excited about, we talked about it at TIA in April, is our really robust fleet module that we're going to be deploying. We have been working very hard on it. We have some incredible fleet partners that have come on and are assisting with the development of it so that we had an idea that we were going to get it right, but obviously having more experiences and more tenured voices in the room is just going to make your product that much better. So yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
All right. I covered this earlier. We're talking to an insurance provider. Have you noticed, like, I pulled a stat, I wrote an article for One Truck Magazine, I think 2 months ago, and it said since 2023 till now, 88,000 truck companies went out of business and 9,000 brokerage. Have you seen any of that affect your business?
100%. Yeah. People are definitely going to be, pinching pennies a little bit more when the market is down the way that it has. Obviously, everybody is keeping an eye on the data to see if and when it's going to turn. It's our industry. It's going to turn, right? It's how much of the curve are we going to see again? So we're still up year over year, which I think is a testament to our product and our team. And then we're starting to have more conversations now about what 2025 and 2026 are going to look like. So, belt straps are starting to lighten a little bit. People are open to having more conversations about investing in technology, and TMS is where you start, right? If you don't have a good foundation for your business, it's not going to go anywhere. So we have been lucky to be involved in those conversations and look forward to hopefully many more of them.
So you said you build on top of Salesforce. So if someone is using Salesforce as a sales lead, it ties into your TMS system itself?
Correct. So if somebody has already bought the Salesforce CRM, we can just install right into their existing org. But then on the flip side of that, if somebody does not have Salesforce, you get the CRM in every TMS that we sell. So you're getting that benefit of having all of your customer, carrier, shipper, consignee, vendors information all in your TMS without really having to import anything. And that's what Salesforce is known for, right? Being a data house. And where better to store all of your data than in your TMS?
No, it makes perfect sense. I think it's easy for people to figure it out that way. But you don't need Salesforce if you have it. It's great.
Yeah.
You just add on. If you don't have it, you will provide it as part of your total package.
Exactly. And I think that a lot of people are intimidated by Salesforce, one, because there isn't, if you look at all of their branding, there isn't a clear definition of what they are. So that is some of our hurdles. But when people understand the benefit of having a powerhouse like Salesforce to support them in their business, that's when you really get the buy-in.
Okay. So, I mean, I think this is the longest downturn I've seen. I think I've been in trucking since 1999. I think even 08, 09 wasn't this long after the crash. I believe it's coming back somewhere in 2025. What are you guys seeing on your end?
Yeah, because we have access to kind of the best pools of data, not our own customers, because we don't have access to any of our customers' data unless they grant it to us. But we keep a very close eye on the market because the market is indicative of how our business is going to go for most people. We feel confident that 2025, we are going to start to see sort of the climb out of the hole. We've already started to see a bit of an upturn. You're seeing some positive spot rates come back. You're starting to see not as many tender rejections, but it is starting to sort of flux back in that direction. And obviously, we want shippers to be serviced. We want shippers to be serviced well, but it's the pendulum, right? They have been able to really take advantage of this market and get dirt cheap pricing. And we hate to hear numbers like 80,000 brokers are going out of business and 9,000 carriers. Or vice versa. I'm sorry. But because that's devastating. That's devastating to the economy as a whole. So we're excited to see the turn coming.
Yeah, I think the closures, it's interesting because someone said to me, well, you say there are 80,000 closures, but we seem to have no problem finding drivers because the drivers haven't left the market. They just went to work somewhere else. Yeah. So if you go back 3 years ago where there was a driver shortage, there isn't one now because they are just less jobs. So there are no open jobs, and the drivers are actually filling the jobs that are there. So if I was to tell you, if I currently, let's say me, I use a TMS. If you were coming to me, what would you say is a differentiator about your TMS versus what's just generally on the market? I don't want to compare to anyone particularly. Just said you're coming in and says, hey, you should switch TMSs so you have a TMS already. What would you tell me? Number one,
and this is going to sound kind of cocky, but we're the TMS that people switch to, not from, right? We're not really in the market for new brokerages because we are on Salesforce, so there's costs associated with that. But carriers and brokers who started out trying the free trial or very cheap options, which are fantastic for the new brokerages, right? They need them. Ultimately get to a point where it's not scalable. We are the scalable TMS. We are the TMS that companies are calling when their current one isn't up to snuff anymore. So that's something we pride ourselves on. We are in the business of growing businesses. We want to make sure that our customers are successful. Ultimately, we want long-term partnerships. So I'd say our differentiator, it's two things. It's the cloud. And being on Salesforce, they spend like $2 billion a year on data security. So you have the benefit of that and also the versatility. There isn't, because it's such a configurable platform, there's not much that you can't do or you can't create or you can't build because we are built on Salesforce.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I like it. I like what I've heard. Well, hey, first, I just want to thank you for taking the time. But before we close, I'd like for you to tell me anything you'd like to tell our audience about your TMS. Obviously, we will link you guys on LinkedIn. We will put your webpage when you're things of that nature. But what would you like to close with?
Give us a call. We're happy to talk to anybody of any size, any background. We support shippers, brokers, fleets, any modes, drayage. We have some of the largest shippers in our network. So that's something that we're very proud of. But yeah, give us a call, especially if you're in the Northeast, because That's my territory. Be happy to chat with you.
Well, let's talk about a dense area. I mean, that's where most of the population lives. So, okay. Well, thank you for taking the time, and thank you for coming to the Hall of Fame, Jessica. We're looking forward to this episode when it airs, and have a great day.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.